Hello my friends! In today's vinyasa practice we're going to move in a way that is quite stretchy and bendy and feel good. We're going to work towards our Hanumanasana or our monkey pose or the splits. So we're going to be opening through the hips quite a bit as well as the spine, back bending, side bending, forward bending. So yeah. Let's get started in a seat, and I would definitely recommend bringing in at least 1 or 2 blocks. This is going to be quite useful towards the end of our practice. And we're going to sit up onto them if you had them, totally okay if not. Once you've found a seat, let's close down the eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose, lift up tall. And a deep breath out through the nose or the mouth. For the first few minutes of our practice, we're going to connect with the breath in quite an intimate way, because this is going to help us find more depth, more range of motion within our asanas today. We're going to be breathing into 3 parts of our thoracic cavity. You've probably heard me say this multiple times if you've practiced with me before. But the first is the diaphragm or the belly. The second are the ribs. And then the third part is the chest. We will intentionally breathe into each part singularly, and then we'll do them all together. So let's start with the belly or the diaphragm. As you inhale, can you feel your belly push out? And then as you exhale through the nose, feel the belly draw back. And it might be useful if you can bring your hands onto your belly here. Of course, you can also do this on the back as well if that feels more comfortable. So as we inhale, your diaphragm, which is a sheet of muscle that is underneath the lungs, it kind of flattens out. That pushes down on the abdominal wall, expanding it. And then as you exhale, the diaphragm domes up again. Okay, so it creates space for the belly to come inwards. Taking a few more breaths like this. And then we'll move up into our ribs. And if you're using your hands, just maybe placing your hands on each side of the rib cage. What's interesting about the rib cage is that as we inhale, not only does it push it forward and back, but also side to side. So you've got some lateral movement as well. And then as you exhale, feeling the rib cage draw inwards. And we've got our intercostal muscles, which are really small muscles that join the rib cage, the ribs in the rib cage together, and they help us expand and contract. I can tell you now that it is really painful to get an intercostal muscle strain. I had that, and it made it so painful to breathe. Let's take another 2 to 3 breaths. And then shifting the hands up to the chest, so just beneath the collarbones. As you inhale, feeling the chest lift out and up. And then as we exhale, feeling the chest lower. And the funny thing about the chest is that it's really vital in this 3-part breath, but oftentimes during the day, a lot of us just breathe into the chest. And what that means is that our breath becomes very shallow, very fast, and can cause dysfunctional breathing. When we join all of these 3 parts together, it allows us to take slower, deeper breaths, so we have more volume. We take fewer breaths. This helps us to activate our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest. It slows everything down, makes us feel more relaxed, which is particularly useful as we bend and stretch and move in our class today, so that our muscles can soften. And then let's bring maybe one hand to the belly, one hand to kind of the mid-chest. We'll breathe into all 3 parts. So inhale through the nose, filling up the belly, the ribs and the chest. Exhale through the nose. Let it all go. A few more times like this. You might even constrict the back of the throat for your Ujjayi pranayama, creating that wave-like sound. You might even try and match the sound that you can hear through the screen. Let's take one more deep breath in through the nose. Pause the breath at the top. Can you expand a little more? Maybe breathe in even more. Exhale, let the breath go. Slide your hands down towards your knees. Doesn't matter if you're cross-legged or kneeling. A couple of seated cat and cows. Inhale, draw your chest through, lift up the chin, squeeze the shoulder blades back. And then as you exhale, let's round. So tuck the chin in, pull on the hands, separate the shoulder blades. Inhale to pull through. Exhale to round. A couple of times in your own breath. Feel free to make side-to-side motions or forward and back motions. Maybe you're moving the head a little more here, taking it side to side, taking it right down the back. And then coming back through center. If you have any blocks underneath you, just remove them, place them to the front. We're going to continue those cat and cows, but in our tabletop position. So hands under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale, drop the belly down, lift the tailbone, lift the eye gaze, and then as you exhale, round. Inhale, open up. Exhale, push away from the ground, protract your shoulder blades. Making this movement yours. And then find your way into a child's pose. So hips to heels, reach the arms forward. Long stretch through the arms, lengthen the spine. Maybe the forehead touches the ground. Walk the hands over to the right. If you've got a mat, then it's off the mat. But keep your hands shoulder width distance. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, can you draw the left shoulder down to the ground a little more? Maybe pull the left hip back. One more breath. Keep the hands planted, but start to shift your shoulders on top of your wrists. Okay, so we're kind of in this funky tabletop position, a couple of cat and cows here. So inhale, drop the belly down, and then as you exhale, round. Let's go one more, inhale. Can you square your hips here? So pull your left hip back a little more. Exhale, push away. Keep the right hand planted. Extend your left foot out to the left corner of your mat, and then open your left hand up to the front of the mat. Left shoulder rolling back, a little squeeze of the glutes. Maybe push your hips forward a little more, so it's kind of like a side plank or wild thing. And then take some circles with your arm. So reach the fingertips down to the ground, take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, you open the chest towards the sky. Not too fast, and then swap directions of the circle. And then plant the left hand down, come back into your child's pose. Walk the hands over to the left, hands shoulder width distance. And then drop the head back down to the ground. Can you really feel the right shoulder pull down, your right hip pull back? Let's go one more breath. And then start to roll yourself up, kind of in this funky tabletop position. Pull your right hip back. Inhale, drop the chest down, lift up. And then as you exhale, round. One more time, inhale. And then exhale. Come back through center. Oh no, plant the left hand down. Extend your right foot out to the right corner. You might turn your left toes to the side. Reach your right hand forward. Little push of the hips forward, squeeze your glutes, and then take some circles. Doesn't matter which direction. So starting to get a bit more hip extension, which is going to be important as we come into our Hanumanasana a little later on. Maybe also a little bit of a back bend, swapping direction of the circles. Which again, our monkey pose is a little bit of a back bend, so we just want to warm up that spine direction. Okay, come back through center. This time, roll down onto your belly. Take your fingertips a little wider than your mat. You can plant your palms down, or if you felt like a little bit more, lift out the palms, squeeze the glutes, lengthen the legs. Inhale, roll yourself up to cobra. So it might be lower, it might be higher, just whatever feels good. And then as you exhale, roll yourself back down. Let's try that again. Inhale, roll yourself up. Lifting up. Exhale, coming back down. 2 more times, inhale. This time as you exhale, drop the right shoulder down, look over the left. Inhale, come back up. As you exhale, left shoulder comes down, look over your right. Come down to the ground again. Plant the hands by the ribs, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Push up onto the knees, tuck onto the toes, lift your hips up and back. Might take a little pedal out of your feet here, dropping one heel down, dropping the other heel down. Shifting your hips from side to side. Opening through the back of the legs a little more, the calf muscles, the hamstrings. Let's go 2 more breaths. It's a little push of the hands into the ground to draw the chest closer towards the thighs. Use your next breath in. Let's sweep our right toes up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Square the hips out here. And then as you exhale, just step your right foot a little further forward on the mat, so just in front of the left. Inhale, sweep the left toes high. Exhale, step the left foot just in front of the right. Let's go 2 more. You might pop yourself up into fingertips, kind of coming more into a standing split. Inhale, left toes sweep high. Exhale, step the left foot forward, and then shuffle the right foot forward. Uttanasana, forward fold, feet hip width distance. Tuck the chin in. Might take a little sway from side to side, a bend of one knee, bend of the other knee. Interlace the fingertips. Bring the hands behind the back of the head. You might even press your thumbs, just giving yourself, your neck, the base of your skull, a little massage. And using this pull of the hands to draw the head down a little more. Let's take a slow roll up to standing. So a couple of breaths. We want to flex the spine as much as we can. So curl it, round it, pull the elbows down to the ground, push your head back into your hands. Once you get to the top, you want to engage the glutes. Take a deep breath in, lift up tall, pull the elbows wide. Shoulders roll behind you, and then as you exhale, pull the elbows back in, tuck the chin in, and then slowly roll down the back. Let's go one more time like this. At any point, if you feel any sharp sensations through the back, if you've got any injuries, then you can absolutely let this go. Use your hands on your legs to support. Once you get down to the bottom, breathe in, hands come to the shins, lift halfway, squeeze the shoulder blades back. As you exhale, bring your fingertips to the ground, step your right foot back to the back of the mat. Inhale, lift your arms up, lengthen both legs. As you exhale, left hand reaches down the side, right hand reaches up and over. So it's a little bit of a side bend here. Squeeze the glutes, really try lengthen your right leg. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, bend both knees, right knee comes to the ground, so it's a kneeling lunge. And then your right hand is going to reach in the direction of the ground. Maybe it lands on a block, or maybe it actually touches. Left hand reaches up and over. Okay, let's slow between those two movements. Tuck back toes, inhale, lift up, right hand lifts. As you exhale, right knee comes down, side bend the other way. Inhale, lift up, lengthen the left leg. Exhale, come down. Left knee pulls forward. Let's go 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stay in your kneeling lunge. Reach your both hands high. Take a deep breath in. Interlace the fingertips. As you exhale, bring them behind your back again. Take a deep breath in, open the elbows wide, lift the chest up. As you exhale, lengthen your left leg, stack your hips on top of your back knee, and then pull the elbows towards each other. So it's almost like you're coming back into your half monkey pose, but not quite there yet. Let's flow between those two movements. Inhale, bend the left knee forward, open the elbows wide. And then as you exhale, lengthen the left leg. If you felt like a little more challenge for your balance, left toes lift up. Inhale, open, extending the spine. Exhale, rounding a little bit through the upper body. Let's go one more. Inhale. Exhale. Holding here. Frame out your front foot, either with your fingertips, or you can grab your 2 blocks here out of Hanumanasana, half monkey pose. You can untuck your back toes, take a deep breath in, lift up tall. As we exhale, a little fold. You're thinking about pulling your left hip back, your right hip forward, and it might feel nice to, or what you can also think about is dragging your left heel towards you. And notice when you do that, how it activates more through the back of the leg. Take one more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Maybe you tip from the hips a little more. Right hand anchors into the block or the ground. Inhale as you lift your left hand high. And then as we exhale, hold. Really try to squeeze the shoulder blades back. Revolve the chest around. Pariprita Adha Hanumanasana. Now you might say here, if you felt like something different, shift your weight into your front foot, twisted triangle. Tuck back toes, lengthen the back leg. Both legs are long. One more breath. Okay, if you have the blocks, just remove them to the side of your mat, the right side. Turn to the right side of your mat, wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. So the toes are facing the side, legs are long, you hinge from the hips, tucking the chin in towards the chest. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, tipping down a little more. Lifting your hips up high, shifting the weight towards the toes. Let's go one more breath. Look to the back of your mat. Turn your right toes away. Inhale, frame out your front foot. And then as you exhale, step back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now you might stay here or take a deep breath in as you roll yourself forward. Push away from the ground, plank position. Exhale, Chaturanga, elbows come in. Come down onto your belly. Inhale for cobra. Engage the glutes, roll the shoulders back. As you exhale, lower down, knees or toes, push up, downward facing dog. One more breath at the back. Okay, we're going to do the same thing, but now facing the back of the mat. Use your next breath in, sweep the left toes high, three-legged dog. Keep pushing your hands into the ground. As you exhale, roll forward, left foot just in front of the right. Inhale, sweep the right toes high this time. Exhale, right foot just in front of the left. Two more times. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And then shuffle your left foot forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Same thing as before, interlace the fingertips behind the back, squeeze the elbows towards each other. Taking about 2 breaths to roll up through standing. Really make the head heavy here. When you get to the top, take another big breath in through the nose, lift up the heart, push your feet down into the ground. As you exhale, round the elbows towards each other, slowly come down. One more time in your own breath. Once you have made your way down, hand to shins, inhale, lift halfway. This time it is your left foot that is stepping back. Tuck onto the back toes. Big breath in, lift the arms up, lengthen both of your legs. And then as you exhale, it is the right hand reaching down, left hand reaching high. So you're really high onto your back toes here. You want to activate through the legs, squeeze the knee up into the quad. A little tuck of the tailbone here as well to help lengthen through the left hip flexors. Inhale, start to bend both knees, left knee to the ground. As you exhale, left hand might come to a block, might touch the ground, reach the right hand up and over. Really try lift out of the waist here. Let's flow those two movements. Inhale, lift up, side bend, right hand down. Exhale, side bend other way. 3-part breath. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, side bend. Let's go 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. I think it's 1 more time on this side, then the other. That's okay. Holding in your low lunge, inhale, lift the left hand high again. As you exhale, hands come behind the head, thumb facing down. Squeeze the elbows wide, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lengthen your right leg. Little round through the upper back. Pull the elbows forward, and if you want the challenge, your right ball of the foot could come down onto the, could lift off the ground. Let's flow. Inhale, bend the right knee, shift the hips forward, open elbows wide. Exhale, lengthen, little round. There's no real tip from the hips in this one. Let's go 2 more. Adho Hanumanasana, hands frame out to your right foot. Again, you might have blocks here. High onto your fingertips. Feel your right heel dig into the ground, helping you contract through the hamstring. Might feel nice to shift from side to side. One more breath. And then again, maybe it's the left hand down, maybe hand onto block. Inhale, right hand reaches high. Twisted half monkey pose. Hold for your exhale, make sure your lower back is long. If you notice rounding through the lower back, bring your left hand up a little higher. You might stay here or shift your weight forward into your right foot. Tuck back toes, lengthen both of your legs long. Twisted triangle pose. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. See if you can get the right shoulder stacked on top of the left. One more breath. Let's turn to the left side of our mat. Palasarita Padottanasana. Wide-legged forward fold. Take a deep breath in, lift halfway. As you exhale, find that hinge motion from your hips. Okay, any variation of this forward fold you'd like to take here, go for it. Hands could reach the outsides of the calves or the ankles. Arms could go behind your head. Three-part breath. Hands under shoulders again. Inhale, lift halfway. As you exhale, look forward, turn the left toes forward. Plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Stay here or ripple forward. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Maybe it's cobra, maybe it's upward facing dog on your breath in. And then as you exhale, lower the knees down, hips towards the heels, child's pose, balasana. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose or the mouth. Walk yourself back so that you're sitting up on your heels. From here, we're going to practice our Ustrasana, our camel pose. We're going to make it twist, do twisted camel first, and then we'll head into our full camel. So as you inhale, you can lift your hips up. Maybe it's right hand to the right hip. You could reach the right hand towards the ground. If you're somewhere in between, maybe it's hand to block. Left hand can come up. Squeeze the glutes, push your hips forward. And then exhale, lowering down. Left hand down this time. Inhale, turn the chest to the left slightly. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Let's go 2 more each side. Again, just making this feel really good for you and your body today. And then if you wanted to try full camel, this is a great time to do so. So you'll lift yourself up. Maybe it's both hands to the hips. If you wanted the next step, then you could tuck the toes, hands to both heels. And then if you had the range to do so, untuck the toes. Just making sure that you can still breathe in whatever variation you take. It won't be as full as what we did before, but you should still be able to find the inhale and find the exhale. Chin might stay tucked tucked in, or if you can get into quite a deep variation, it might feel comfortable to take the eyes behind you. Take one more deep breath in. As you exhale, squeezing shoulder blades a little more, lifting the heart up, and then lower yourself down onto your heels. From here, you can either stay in a neutral position, kneeling, or if you wanted to meet me in Uttanasana forward fold, you'll tuck your toes, lift the hips up, just as a counter pose. If it feels accessible, you might take your peace fingers around your big toes. Push your toes down into the fingers, lifting your hips up a little higher. One more deep breath. If you've got the hands under the feet, maybe they stay here. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen the spine, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Exhale, ripple down, forward fold. 2 more times, breathe in. Exhale, maybe the legs lengthen even more. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale. Plant the hands down, walk yourself forward. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay, let's play here. Inhale, sweep the right toes high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, roll forward, right knee towards the nose. Step the right foot in between the hands, big step, left knee comes down, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, back knee, I think I said that already. Knee down, lift the arms. Exhale, sinking forward a little. Half monkey pose, inhale, lengthen the right leg. Exhale, fingertips down, maybe hands to block. Totally encourage you to find them if you had them. This is where we get to explore. If we wanted to go a little deeper, you could shuffle your right foot forward, shuffle your left toes back. Aiming to square the hips as best as we can, so we're thinking about dragging your right heel back, pulling your left hip forward. And your breath is going to be your best friend here. Just like I said at the beginning, it helps us to relax our muscles and just know that we are in a safe place. If we don't feel quite safe in our legs, then we might have gone a little too far. You can back out slightly. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As we exhale, maybe softening 0.5 centimeter. Two more breaths. If you've got hands on blocks or the ground, to start to push through them, shuffle your left knee in, your right foot back, and then maybe you come into child's pose or downward facing dog. And if you're in child's pose like me, let's find our way to downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the left toes high. Exhale, roll forward, left knee towards the nose. Step the left foot in between the hands, right knee comes down. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale. Half monkey, inhale. Exhale. Again, this is where we stay. We try not to get our egos involved. Just because I'm doing something doesn't mean that you have to either. And just noticing where we can soften, not just in the big muscles, but also in the smaller muscles as well. Over around the face, around the eyebrows, the eyelids. Two more breaths. Okay, let's push through the hands, lift up through the hips. Shuffle knees in, shuffle knees back. Ooh, okay. Rather than coming to child's pose, we're gonna head straight onto our backs. Oftentimes when we let go of things needing to be a certain way, or letting go of expectations of things happening, often that's when the change comes, that's where the shifts happen. Once you're on your back, you might pull the knees to the chest, maybe rock from side to side. And you might stay here, or we can find an inversion, halasana. Hands might come down by the sides. You could lift the feet up to the sky, and this is where you might stay. If you wanted to find the forward bend, I guess you could say, the flexion of the spine, you'll push through the hands, lift your hips up, take your feet up and over, little tuck of the chin. The feet might touch the ground, they might not. Again, trying to reduce expectation. Hands might come behind the back to support the spine. And eventually we might get the hips stacked over the shoulders. And if you did feel like a little more, if you had space to do so, you could the outsides of the ears. At any point, if you notice sensations becoming quite sharp, then it's an indication we need to back out slightly. Two more breaths. And if you do have your feet up and back, then just bringing them back down, slowly rolling down the spine. Taking the feet wide, knocking the knees towards each other. Constructive rest. If there are any positions that you would like to finish your asana practice with, if there's anything your body is calling for, have a listen. And then feel free to move into those spaces. And if you're ready to rest in Shavasana, you could keep the knees bent, you could extend the legs out long. Closing the eyes down. Feeling the breath become more shallow, a little slower. If you would like to stay in Shavasana for just a little longer, then please feel free to. If you would like to finish your practice in a seat, just slowly waking the body up, maybe wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingertips. You might roll through center or through one side. And then closing the eyes down again, finding a tall spine, finding all that space, feeling into all that space you've created physically, maybe more energetically as well. Maybe finishing hands on the lap or hands in heart center. Take a deep breath in through the nose and a deep breath out. Let it go. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope that you enjoy the practice. I don't know, I feel really good now. But let me know how you found it in the comments. And as always, I look forward to moving with you again sometime soon, whether that's here on YouTube or on Patreon, where we have some longer exclusive classes. I'll see you next time.